Welcome to Carl Jung and his main ideas, relevance in daily life. Today we'll explore how Jung's analytical psychology, his study of the mind, dreams, symbols, and self-discovery, continues to shape how we understand human nature. Jung believed that beneath the surface of our consciousness lies a vast world of meaning waiting to be uncovered. His insights help us navigate modern challenges like identity, purpose, and mental balance through timeless psychological wisdom. Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst born in 1875. He began his career as a collaborator of Sigmund Freud, but eventually took a different path, one that emphasized not just repressed desires, but also human potential and meaning. Jung founded what's now called analytical psychology. He was fascinated by myths, religions, and dreams, seeing them as expressions of universal symbols that link all human beings across time and culture. Jung viewed the human mind as a three-part structure: the conscious ego, the I that experiences the world and forms our identity; the personal unconscious, a private storage of forgotten memories, repressed emotions, and unique life experiences; the collective unconscious, a deeper, shared foundation that holds the psychological patterns common to all humanity. Together, these layers explain why we dream, how we project traits onto others, and how our internal world interacts with reality. The collective unconscious isn't learned, it's inherited potential. It explains why symbols and stories feel familiar across cultures. The same patterns live in all of us and surface in dreams, art, and religion. Archetypes are universal, primal symbols that influence how we perceive the world. They show up as characters and themes: the hero, the mother, the wise old man, that appear repeatedly in stories and lives. They shape emotions, guide behavior, and help us make sense of existence through imagery and intuition, not logic. For Jung, understanding these patterns gives us a language to interpret dreams, art, and personal transformation. Two of the most recognizable archetypes are the hero and the mother. The hero symbolizes the quest for growth and meaning, the courage to face challenges and transform through struggle. In everyday life, this appears in our own efforts to overcome fear, addiction, or self-doubt. The mother represents nurture and unconditional love, but also the risk of emotional engulfment when protection becomes over-control. This archetype lives in parenting, mentoring, and the relationship between humanity and nature. The wise old man archetype embodies timeless wisdom and guidance. Found in figures like Gandalf or Dumbledore, it represents moral clarity and mentorship. In contrast, the trickster brings chaos and disruption. Through mischief and cleverness, the trickster challenges authority, exposing hypocrisy and sparking growth. Both are essential. The wise man gives structure, the trickster forces evolution. Together, they represent the tension between stability and change that drives human progress. The persona is the social mask we wear to fit into society. It's necessary. We can't behave the same at work, at home, and with friends. However, when we become overly identified with our persona, we lose authenticity and feel disconnected from our deeper self. Recognizing the mask without mistaking it for our identity allows psychological flexibility and balance. Jung called the persona both a tool of adaptation and a form of self-protection. The shadow represents the repressed or denied parts of ourselves, traits we don't want to acknowledge. These can be anger, envy, or vulnerability. Rather than destroy the shadow, Jung urged us to confront and integrate it. Everyone carries a shadow, he wrote, and the less it is known, the more powerful it is. Facing our shadow leads to humility and compassion. It's the starting point of personal transformation and authentic self-acceptance. Individuation is Jung's term for becoming whole. It's a lifelong process of uniting the conscious and unconscious parts of ourselves, the persona and the shadow, logic and emotion, ego and soul. This is not selfish development, but spiritual integration, discovering the self that exists beyond roles, expectations, and masks. Jung believed that individuation is the ultimate goal of human life, a movement toward authenticity and inner harmony. Jung described two attitudes, introversion and extroversion, that determine how people focus their energy. Introverts draw energy from solitude and inner reflection. Extroverts thrive on social interaction and external activity. Combined with the four functions, thinking, feeling, sensation, and intuition, these form the basis of modern personality theory and tools like the MBTI. Understanding your type helps you appreciate differences and find balance between thought and emotion, logic and creativity. Jung's archetypes live on in modern stories. The hero's journey, seen in Luke Skywalker, Harry Potter, or Moana, echoes the human drive for transformation through trial and return. Mentors like Gandalf or Dumbledore mirror the wise old man. Tricksters like Loki or the Joker embody chaos that fuels change. These recurring patterns make stories feel universal and emotionally powerful because they speak directly to our shared unconscious. Carl Jung and his main ideas underscore R. The MBTI, developed by Isabel Briggs Myers and Catherine Briggs, translated Jung's theory into a practical system. It classifies people across 4 dimensions: introversion, extroversion, thinking, feeling, sensation, intuition. Originally designed to help people understand themselves and collaborate better, it now informs leadership training, counseling, and career guidance. While simplified, the MBTI keeps Jung's spirit alive. Personality is not static, it's a lifelong dialogue between conscious and unconscious drives. Every day we shift between different personas. The professional mask helps us perform at work. The friend persona makes space for humor and emotional connection. The family persona fulfills roles of care and responsibility. Jung didn't suggest abandoning these masks, only recognizing them. Awareness allows us to adapt without losing ourselves in performance. The more consciously we shift, the more authentically we live. Shadow work is the practice of acknowledging and integrating the disowned parts of ourselves. It begins with recognizing the traits we criticize in others, often mirrors of what we reject in ourselves. Through acceptance and integration, we achieve greater self-acceptance and emotional balance. Jung wrote that shadow integration isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process of becoming more whole and authentic each day. Jung saw dreams as direct messages from the unconscious, not random or meaningless. Unlike Freud, who viewed dreams mainly as disguised wish fulfillment, Jung saw them as symbolic communications that guide personal growth. Recurring dream symbols, falling, flying, meeting the shadow, reveal inner conflicts and paths toward individuation. Interpreting dreams helps us connect with the deeper wisdom of the unconscious mind. Carl Jung's legacy is vast and timeless. His exploration of symbolism, spirituality, and the unconscious expanded psychology into philosophy, art, and culture. He gave us a framework to explore inner worlds and understand that true growth comes from integrating opposites: light and dark, reason and emotion. Even today, Jung's ideas influence literature, film, leadership, and personal development, reminding us that the quest for self-understanding is, at heart, the most human journey of all.